All right. It has been a bit since I've been on this fucking platform. But I figure now is a good time to come back since there's some shit involved in a game. Shit involved in a. Cool. My audio's working fine. I got my controller in my fucking hand. Well, actually, it was on the ground because I'm a slob. Um. So, this is a bad game. And I have the game pulled up in um, Godot because it's a Godot file. And because this way I can show the version of the game that I reviewed, and people can, know that I'm not actually exaggerating when I say that this game is terrible. Um, so I'm gonna hit record as well. Um, I don't know. I have a I have no faith in the VOD system right now. I don't know. It seems sketchy, even though it's never actually been a problem before. But it'll be available somehow, some way, on some channel. So, with that being said, let's get into the game. So I have it open in Godot, and it doesn't look like the game right now because that's not how dev works. The program isn't running fully, but I have it open in Godot so that people can see the build version that I initially went after. Now, to clear up, the reason I am doing this at all is because the person in question is a vindictive fucking bully who often promotes either fash or fash adjacent bullshit. Uh, and this person had the audacity to call not only myself, but a variety of friends liars. Um, because we have a different side of the story than his bitch ass does. So, with that being said, he followed me on Twitch the other day, presumably, so that he could, cry and chat. You might be able to see that. Um, but basically, I decided to pop open first, before I started actually playing the game, um, the fucking files so that y'all could see what we're working with on a very specific basis. So, that being said, feel free to sound off in chat and let me know you're there, gamers. This is the thing in question. And the thing in question is very bad. For some reason, it's not pulling up. Let me, there we go. Cool. So, these are the files. Now, when he says that he meticulously, photoshopped the animations here, what he means is that he, pulled a little piece off somewhere, and then he, made it spin or, lightly squish. And then he just did all of this and then put it in a slideshow, and that was his his death animation. And his death animations are way more complicated than his run cycles, which are all dog shit. And his death animations are dog shit as well. Now, you'll notice one of the things that we have here is no copyright, chill, lo-fi background music. There's 15 minutes of that. And the other shit that we have is this didn't come from him, this didn't either, and a lot of this stuff is from asset packs from other people. Now, he could have bought it. He could have, because Ansimuz, the person on itch.io who actually distributes these assets, does have them for sale. But Lewis also sells all of his stuff on, he also gives all of his stuff, in terms of music that was used, as far as I can tell, away for free. I have found it on free music sites. So there will be a more comprehensive review at some point, but for now, what I want to be known is that the person in question here claims he bought his music and claims he bought his assets. Now, Danzig, Dirty Black Summer, and the other Danzig files in here, which also exist. I have not been able to find a way to actually buy the rights to use them in commercial products, like from the chiptune and 8-bit planet person he pulled them from, and it's very clearly formatted as the same title, which is why it was very easy for me to Google and find that that stuff was there. Um, so there's very clearly something there. Unless that person just stole all they have, which I kind of doubt because they're actually distributed under a record label. Um, you can go find Chiptune and 8-Bit Planet on YouTube. And it's ironic because without a Sonic fan, which apparently that person is, he wouldn't have some of the stuff he has in his game. But he has no compunctions about insulting me for being one. So, uh, the general vibe is that these files aren't very good. They're not very high quality either. They're different quality depending on what you're getting. Whether you're getting the jump animation or the walk cycle, there's like a very clear differentiation in animation quality. Um, but like these are real people. This is Filthy Heretic down here, and I believe this deer is related to something real, but I can't confirm that, so I'm not going to say. I believe this fox is also supposed to represent somebody real, but um, the whole thing here, like Esso, there's Esso somewhere. I can't. Yeah, right here. So Esso, like it's a real person, esoteric entity, is one of the people like dying in the game. So you're supposed to kill a representation of real people. This explosion asset isn't his, but I'm not, I haven't tracked fully down the actual like asset artist for that sprite sheet. This over here is Dominic Garcia's. He just pulled it from Tumblr. And that guy says that he never authorized this sort of thing because I contacted him directly. I found the asset on his Tumblr. I found out that he was a game dev for a game called Retro Ride. Uh, hey, Ego, is the connection bad for you? Let me know if it is. If it is, then it is. But Deer says it's bad for him, and if that's true, then I need to fix that before I get started on the game. Um, but basically, that asset is confirmed stolen. So he did. I mean, stolen in an asset kind of art community kind of way. Cause like I still don't believe in IP. I just think it's a dick move to use somebody else's shit and then claim that it's your game, or use somebody else's shit and not credit them at all, or something like that. Especially if you didn't pay them or even contact them. And I have confirmation. I contacted that guy on Facebook, Dominic Garcia, to see if he fucking like yeah. So you might need to refresh the page here. Um, but basically, yeah. He wants people to kill real people. He didn't make like most of the assets in this game. This is an like AI thing for a background somewhere. This I'm assuming that anything that isn't a tile sheet like an asset thing, um, like is taken from AI because like I can't find them anywhere, and I don't think he made like the vast majority of the shit in this game. So like let's just let's just cut to the chase and say that this is not good artwork to begin with. Um, and then you get to the point where it's like, you know, vehicles that he didn't make that are cool, like that are actually pretty high quality pixel art, but he didn't make, and these fly around in the background and are uninteractable in the city level, which the city level is entirely out of place because you have like these castles and these medieval villages and all this shit, and then you have this like neon futuristic retro city thing. Yeah. And then like so you'll have tile sets that he didn't make. You'll have this worm built by AI, which looks like dog shit. Like it all, and like the tile sets, the vehicles here, they look fine. You know, the things that actually took effort that real artists made look fine. But then you get to his nuke over here, and the whole plot of this game is that like the furries, the necro-furs, are an undead furry race that stole the nukes, right? Um, and so you have to go get the nukes back. The nuke looks terrible. Like, your goal in the game looks worse than the assets that surround it. And the reason I'm doing all this is to, really hammer home the fact that I know everything about this game. Everything. Uh, this is like a button thing. Like it's like a demonstration of what you do in the tutorial to fire coins at people. Because if Dapperton is accurate and he spent $100 buying assets, then his character also has to follow suit and throw money at the problem. So it makes sense that his character is throwing money at the problem because that's all he knows how to do is spend money on things that are better than he can accomplish. So, with all that being said, he's telling people to kill real people, and he did that in the latest update to me because he doesn't like my review. So, he has this font that's like dog name that he uses for quite a bit of it, and then he just imported some PNGs of the actual words to be things in the game. But like all of these things, like Tezo hammer. Yeah, I'm so sure it's Tezo and not Esso when it's a fucking fox with a giant hammer. You didn't cover up the rest of the file names. You just made that the thing. So, congratulations. Anyway, but the point is that he's got real people in this game that he wants to be, killed. And that's kind of bad. Um, and the general vibe of this is that he doesn't like any sort of criticism. And if you negatively review his game on Steam, he'll tell you that you're wrong. He won't just correct these glaring issues. Um, and these issues are pretty glaring. Because, like, not only Dominic Garcia, but the Danzig music, and to be honest, AI to begin with, because it's like, using other people's shit and the essence of other people's shit to do your shit. Uh, like, it's sleazy. It's not actually art. So, um, I've popped open all these files to demonstrate that. And if it's not in the game itself, which is what Dapperton is crying about right now, then you included an unnecessary asset in your package, and it's causing bloat, making the file bigger than it otherwise needs to be. You should work on learning how to program things, because that's not my problem. You included a file that wasn't yours in a thing that you paid money for. That's against Steam terms of service. You should probably issue a refund to the people you ripped off. Anyway, the general vibe of it is, let's see this comment from him. You said all the files are stolen. I didn't. You only found one file and said it was stolen. It's not even used in the game itself. Not my problem. It was a placeholder, one I got from a free site. Not my problem either. You should look into where files actually come from. That's part of development and making professional products. Again, not even in the game itself, just in the files. Not my problem. And the vehicles were free. I can prove it if you unblock me. You are fucking lying. You are on a prehistoric version of the game. All those files aren't in the game in recent versions. See for yourself. Okay, let's do that then. Because this is the most recent version of the game. And as you can see, the Dominic Garcia file is still there. And I know that it's the most recent version of the game because this also includes the Jeremiah model, which you named Jeremiah, which highlights me as the person you're killing. So I don't give a fuck. You're lying, and I'm proving that you're a liar right now live. And the Danzig stuff is also still here. I'm wondering if you got, like, permission for those things specifically, because I couldn't find a way to license the Danzig files in an actual professional context. So you're free to let me know, but I don't need to unblock you for that. Um, and Yo, okay, here's the thing. You can't read. That is GDRE Tools version 6.2, 0.6.2. That is the thing I used to see inside your file. This is an export of the file. You don't even know how your own game's file history looks because this isn't the taxonomy for your game's file history. How do I know more about your game than you do, you cuck? And if they aren't even in the game themselves, then you charged people money for something that didn't belong to you and something that somebody else made with actual skill. So, this is the most recent version of the game. I demonstrated that because the most recent version includes my character model. So you can eat shit. And also, you said that the game used to not be free. And you claimed that you made the game free after a certain period of time. So you're lying. You're just repeatedly lying. But since he's just going to lie and cry in the chat, I'm going to get to the actual game itself. The game itself on Godot, let me switch to that window, is right here. And this game is shit. And I'm not saying that it's represented by the way it looks in this preview window, because this is, a decompiled version of it. But the game will play just fine once I load the actual game. So, I just wanted to demonstrate that I had all these files loaded. And by the way, the Danzig files and all of the stuff that you say isn't in the game, they load. They're just not apparently in the thing. And you also said you included a bunch of music files, but I couldn't find any music files except ones that are available for free. So, if that's the case, and you did pay for them, cool. Ansimuz could sure use the money. He's an actual artist, unlike you. Let's get to playing the game. Looks like I'm gonna have to change the window load. One moment. There we go. So, this is the game. Here is the tutorial. And as you can see, this is the actual level select. As you can see, here's the tutorial. It'll load fine. So, you can definitely, jump. That's certainly a thing you can do. Now, he made this triple jump mechanic, but he said at some point, and I don't remember where, that you could quintuple jump. I think that was in one of the actual, updates on Steam. I think he got rid of that because it made it way too easy. So, as you can see, this is the latest version of the game. Because it's got my my little, character in it. So, I'm disappointed in you, Dapperton, and the reason I'm disappointed in you is you said that my character was going to throw chili dogs, and this character does not. So, I need the chili dog update. I need you to update the game to include the chili dogs. So, with that being said, the Proving Grounds level, Furries over here. Yes, he uses these terrible memes. Terrible puns. This is one of the problems. Pressing Y should not be the button used to, throw a coin when the right trigger is right there. It's an obvious move to make the trigger the thing that throws a projectile, and I don't know why he didn't, make that decision, but, also, you can make the foxes just die automatically by standing on certain ledges, because they'll just go under your feet. I think I might be able to replicate that here. If I can't, then it'll be funny. But, yeah, see, there you go. So the foxes will just die. And you can just, like, keep throwing coins at people because there are way too many of these pickups for something so OP. So the general... Oh, the game's frozen. Okay. Alright. See, it's been a bit since I've been on Twitch. Let me go back to the proving grounds over here. So, the tutorial. Alright, here we go. So, I should have checked chat. It's been a bit since I've been on Twitch. Oh shit, I done lost my character. So, one of the things you'll notice is that it's very easy to just get these kills. There's no challenge to it. And these characters, they're not going to fight you in any meaningful way. These are PNGs of the words that were, like, sloppily imported. As you can see, it's got, like, all that artifacting on it. And that artifacting is because he just blew up the fucking file. So, and you'll notice that the bubble shield is currently on the character down here. It should be on me. But I'm standing on this character awkwardly and sloppily, clearly writing this furry, which I think it's funny that you have to write a furry in order to beat Dapperton's game. But anyway, the general vibe is he has the font included in the game files, and I could install that on my machine now if I wanted to. But he has the font included, but he uses these PNGs imported there. It's not good. It's like... And then you can see that he just sort of filled in the lettering there, and the numbers and shit like that. And I don't know what X is, because that's not where the X button is, but sure. I'll activate slow motion, and that'll let me... Look how cool I am, because I can do this anytime and there's no gauge for it. Like, it's dog shit. And so... Furries. Let's go to this level. Now, this is the actual level. This is the actual gameplay for the actual game. So, once you get in, you'll notice there is one linear route, and there's no actual challenge making the game itself. You know, because he didn't make the game files for the most part. He used other people's assets. So, it's like other people... This music was made by Onzimus. And the diverging paths here are not divergent to enough of a degree to give a challenge. And the actual enemy models are, like, easy to dodge. You could just dodge all of them if you wanted to. But I'm gonna do, like, you know, a solid playthrough and show you all how this game looks and operates, and it's fucking terrible. And you'll notice I have 3 of these shields now, which means that I can basically just get hit as many times as I need to between now and the end of the level. It completely revokes the challenge that, for instance, Sonic Bubble Shield has. If you don't have, like, one shield that's immediately gone. If you can just collect shields like this, it basically means that there's this already lack of challenge where these enemies are just wandering around and not fighting you. That challenge is gone at this point. I could just go through the rest of the level and do nothing but get hit. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to beat the level. Woohoo! Look, I did it. He said woohoo in his annoying voice. And then I'm over here. Now, you'll notice the tiles here, the little, like, breakaway tiles. First off, for some reason, all of the furries, like, in this level, they, you know, fursuits included, and here's one of the foxes. It should just fly under my feet and die. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to demonstrate earlier. So, the general vibe is that all of these, like, zombie things, these necro-furs, they can, like, just be on this breakaway floor, all of them, and all of their weight does nothing to it. But as soon as you get on it, it suddenly breaks away. And you'll also notice that the tiles that he made, which those are his, look like shit because they weren't artistically designed and they were designed for a very specific purpose. So, like, these tiles break away as soon as you step on them, and what that means to me is that he's fat. And that he's trying to say that he's fat, and that all of these people are not, like, enough to break these tiles, but he is. Because watch. Oh, look at that. Suddenly you're on the tile, and suddenly the tile is breaking. This tile that could withstand all of these furries is suddenly breaking. It makes no fucking sense. And I mean none. Nothing is explained. We don't know why we're here. What's this graveyard for, and why can those furries withstand the spikes that you can't? It makes no sense. And, like, the spikes will be a recurring theme when I'm going over this game. Because the spikes are in another part of the level, where, well, the game, where you'll see a spike on the ceiling that if you touch it, you won't get hurt. It's like teeth. It's supposed to be like a mouth. But he doesn't, like, understand how things are. So he just, like, makes that the thing. He's just like, oh yeah, the teeth up here, it's part of a worm, which for some reason has teeth in it, right? And the worm which somehow has teeth in it, like, it can completely be avoided. Like, all of the teeth there can just be hit as many times as you want. It means that the level looks edgier, but actually isn't edgier. So let's go Yif in Hell. We'll collect some coins so that we can pretty much not use them. And you'll notice these platforms are even, like, lighter weight. You can't touch these at all. These will go down in 2 seconds. But, you know, they can still handle all these furries' weights, including the weight of this furry over here. Oh, no. My first death. Good for you. Including the weight of these, like, apparently huskier furries. Did you get it? Huskier furries? Aha. I made a joke. So the vibe that I'm trying to convey is that this game is poorly set up. Like, all these people are just, like, here. You don't get any backstory. You don't get anything. You just hit them in the head, their head shrinks or something, they have a terrible death animation, and they die. But there's no actual plot. You're supposed to be, like, fighting this, like, undead race of furries, but it never explains why. So, point is, alright, let's get to the actual thing here. This is where I start to actually look bad. It's like, I'm doing poorly at this dog shit game. I gotta focus a little. But it's only because, like, they're crowded everywhere for no reason. They never explain why any of this is here. There we go. So now I have my shield. Now I can just, like, box fly.
This game is awful. I swear to God.
And now, we've got the deer thing. Just a random deer here. Because I think that's one of the... Ego. Who is that deer supposed to be? Let me know. Because you're in chat here, so you can let me know. Hell Pit. Stay here. Survive till end. Okay. See how they're all coming from the same areas? You just sort of... Oh no. Oh no. I can just hit buttons for a minute. This is terrible. I'm gonna die. Scary. Wow. Ooh. There's a thing they call this. It's called the monster closet effect, and it's considered lazy game development. If they all come from the same area, the same hole, it's considered lazy game development. But I just survived that level. So, the floor is lava, for some reason. And now,
wear fancy suits, not fursuits. This game is awful. I swear to
I
God.
like how the shield is still there, but it does nothing for you in terms of actually surviving the lava floor. And you can't land on that for no reason. Like, why is that gravestone there? Is this gravestone in hell? They never explain this. Because they don't need it. Because this game
Roll
is
over.
made for
Play
people
dead.
who like this game is made
Hippity
for
hoppity.
people
Get
who
your
don't
paws
like
off my
people
butt.
that are really dying in this game. We're using this as some weird midlife crisis.
Formidable opponent.
And you'll notice the enemies consistently group up, so it's not a challenge to get a multi-kill. You just need to find a cluster. You just see that? There are 2 enemies at once, just dead. So, like,
Go to the
wow, I
power.
have a kill
Count.
streak, and I can use my unlimited slow-mo to keep my kill streak
Hey,
going
Furball. I'm walking
10x kill.
here.
with no challenge.
Kill it.
So,
Go to the pal before I myself.
all you need to do is be like patient,
Hey, Furball.
basically,
I'm walking
and
here.
enough of the things will come to you that you can just survive anyway. And that's really bad game design. That's not how Mario works. Like, Mario has
Kill
very
it.
specific
Roll over. Play dead.
enemy spawn locations and timing. And the very specific enemy spawn locations and timing mean that you can reliably do the game the same way every single time. And the reason that's good is because there's certain levels, like areas of the levels, that you can't get to unless you already know how to do them, and it encourages replayability. This has none of that. It's not a Mario clone, it's shit.
How cute. Kill it. That's it. You're going to the doghouse.
And he'll keep saying those words. He definitely has words to say. See, but you're saying I can't beat it, but I'm already like a third of the way through. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm dying, sure, but that's because I'm sort of not paying attention.
These furry puns are making me furious.
But sure,
How cute. Kill
let's
it.
get focused. Beat this dog shit quick. I think that's what he really didn't like.
These furry
Is
puns
that
are
I made a
making me
furry pun.
furious.
I called it dog shit.
Wear fancy suits, not
He
fur
doesn't
suits.
like that. He
That's it. You're going to the doghouse.
having fun when he doesn't.
Roll over. Play dead.
Oh, can't beat that. No, that was too hard. So Hell Dogs. Here's another level. I'm supposed to stay here. Wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh no. You know, but here's part of the problem. In your level, Hell Dogs, it includes foxes. Why does it do that? Esoteric entity is a fox, not a dog, so why is he in your Hell Dogs level?
I give 0 fox.
Yeah, see, he even makes the fox joke. Why is a fox in your dog level? That doesn't make any sense. So, my point is, this game uses a lot of free assets, uses mostly other people's stuff, uses very bad game design, uses things that aren't actually challenges, and like
Sparkle dog
disguises
over
them
here,
as
you got
challenges by
glitter on my
making them
suit.
counterintuitive, does not have replayability, does not have branching paths, and you can just sort of like coast through it in a very short period of time if you like grind. So this game is fine if you, like, don't require quality. So, I think that should very well... Let me check the chat here for a second. Alright. What do we got? There is a fucking story when you boot the game. Yeah, you're right. There's a story. Your character walks up to this character who's here for no reason, saying that he's got the nukes and he's going to, like, fucking rule the world. There's no story. There's no, like, backstory to Necrofurs. No reason I should care. None. It's not a story. It's a fucking intro. A story has, like, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and there's a reason you're in various places, and it keeps you invested. That's what a story is. This doesn't have that. This just has an intro, and then at the end of the game, when you beat it, it says you won. That's not a story. Koki says it's pure copium. Ego says, I don't actually know, some random cartoon ANCAP clone. I've definitely seen their Sona before, though. Koki says, I want to see Chester in this game. It would be cool if you had, like, themed enemies for each world. Yeah, see? It would make more sense that way. Like, there's not even a hellhound in hell. Why? He could have had a Cerberus or something like that. Like a three-headed furry that you kill. Doesn't... But that would involve, like, coming up with his own ideas for enemies, rather than, like, esoteric entity, or filthy heretic, or me. It would involve actually having some element of creativity, rather than, like, using everybody else's assets and preloaded shit that's in Godot, and, like, pretending that you're a developer. So, let's get back to this. Stay here. And see, the thing is, you really shouldn't stay here. Because the danger area has all of the enemies spawning. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't prove that right there, but the danger area has all the enemies spawning in, so you can just hit them in the face like this as soon as they're there, without, like, any sort of investment, and you should, because if you don't, like, they'll have too much time to actually
These
build
furry
force.
puns are making me furious!
Oh, sorry, Furries.
Kill! Fortunately, I can jump, and they can't.
Yeah, see, you can jump. They can't. That's a game flaw. They should be able to do things that make them interesting and compelling villains. The fact that they can't makes them easier. You admitted to nerfing up the enemies in your own game. I don't understand. Oh, okay. One moment. I can fix the screen freeze. There we go. I went over to Twitch chat for a second. That was a mistake. Frozen. I like that. So, as you can see, it's like mediocre. It's bad. Kick, 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 kick,
Wear fancy suits, not fursuits. Go to the pound before I pound you myself.
I think he says he wants
That's
to
it.
fuck
You're
furries.
going in the doghouse.
This is all sexual frustration. He wants to pound furries. This is admitted. He admits he wants to pound furries. Take them furries to Pound Town. You know what I'm saying? So, with all this being said, let's go to Hell Areas. Another one of these dumb areas. These things move slower, so... Since this is a timing thing... Oh, also, as you can see, he just sort of has the enemies spawn up there, and then drop. So they're just sort of wandering aimlessly, and that's how this works. terrible song plays, I'm pretty sure this is AI. It sounds pushy, but if it's not, then I'm sorry to whichever artist made this, because Dapper, he doesn't know how to make music, he just gets AI to do what he can. So, come on. Come over here, you're little... I don't even know what that is. I think it's a dog. And notice how he could have had them facing to the side, but that would have involved knowing how to draw things. And so instead, he has them facing forward. So it looks terrible. It's like they're ambling to the side. See, that's one of the areas you'll see in this game a lot. You'll hit somebody and you'll die anyway because the hitbox is dog shit, and you didn't like properly program the death animation. All the AI images, again, were originally developed by me.
Warning! This game is not
AI.
safe for work.
The debug mode isn't letting me pause, so I'm not gonna read your thing right now. I should have the chat on the other screen. I'm kinda dumb for not doing that. But it's been a bit since I switched.
Woohoo!
Alright, so. Let's go to the other screen. Move the chat over here. That'll be fine. There we go. May make sure that the thing is not frozen. Properties. Okay. I think it's frozen again. So let's fix that before we get going. Oh, so, alright, so that's not even gonna work on that side. Whatever. Normally stream overlays work better, and I'm assuming the reason it doesn't is because this game wasn't coded with that in mind. Actually, yeah, I'll just play it from the OBS window. So, we've done Hell Areas. Now we've got a level called Triple Jump. You can't see that because it's under my face right now. I won't lie, the game has some charm to it. It needs a lot of work, but I do find the puns cute. Up to you. So there's my character, as you can see. It doesn't throw chili dogs. It was supposed to.
Sparkle dog over here nearly got glitter on my suit. That's it! You're going in the doghouse!
That one's on me. I missed that one. So, you'll see, it has tricky moments. But those moments are only because the game is set up in such a janky way that missing is easy.
Go to the pound before
So, like,
I
these
pound
precision zones, it's hard to have, like, the proper precision. Not because,
These
like,
furry puns are making me
difficult,
furious.
but because the precision itself is challenged by the mechanics.
That's it! You're going in the doghouse! Roll over! Play dead!
I missed Filthy there, which is a shame, because I don't like that guy. But hey, you know, if we're allowed to have, like, real people in our game to kill,
roll over!
Steam,
Play
like,
dead!
gold mine. Because all Steam, like, developers would have to do is piss somebody off, and they would have another game asset. That's on me right there. We'll look at chat
Aw,
shortly.
how cute. Kill it! I am on their tail.
And notice, I'm not using the
These
slow-mo.
furry puns
I
are
could.
making me furious.
I probably should. Like, because that's part of the thing about this game, is that he included nerfing by default. You don't have to earn it at all. Some of the sprites are somehow clipping into the lava. Yeah.
Aw, how cute. Kill!
There, yeah. Also, I'm not even looking at the screen at the side I was supposed to. Alright, let's look at this. The refresh rate is terrible on OBS though, so... Yeah, I'm gonna look over here.
These furries are gonna Furzade!
So, my goal is to beat this before my YouTube stream here coming up. Which, by the way, Dapperton thinks that because of the strike, he's lied to my document for showing its AI music page, that I can't, like, upload.
Warning! This game is not
But
safe for...
that was your case. This is a community guideline.
Hippity
strike.
hoppity, get your paws off my property.
So, I'll be able to stream later, and it'll be an actual serious.
Wear fancy suits, not fursuits.
Yeah, I got distracted there.
Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my property.
Milkcott says, generally you want to have diversity within a level. Each level has unique approach while also having a general theme. The theme part has been accomplished, but we also have levels repeating themselves. And there's the sprites clipping into the floor. Yeah, it's very bad collision all around. I got distracted by my phone just now. Now, I don't remember how many... That's one of the things that I wanted to emphasize. I don't remember how many music files he said he would have, right? But it's already back to the main theme. And the main theme is like interpuncted among all of this like stuff that's available for free. So I don't know exactly what he expected to gain out of telling me that
Hippity hoppity, get your
he
paws
bought
off my
most of the
property.
music in this game. But like, if he did, he didn't buy very
Awful.
much.
I swear to God. These furry puns are making me furious. Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my property. That's it. You're going to the doghouse.
And notice, by the way, if he actually did include the chili dogs, that would be a ranged attack. And the enemies would actually have the ability to fight in a competent way. Right now, they're just sort of like ambling around and waiting to die. And that's not a good way to develop a game.
These furry puns are making me furious.
Hit detection. Like, okay, and actually, that's something I need to demonstrate when I'm in one of the levels where, like, you can
I'm
be
gonna be a hair roller.
the enemies will just straight up be next to you and not hit you. But you can't be next to them and hit them.
Wear fancy suits, not fursuits. Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my property. I am on their tail.
He psyched me out right there.
They're not a formidable opponent. Go to the pound before I pound you. Sparkle dog over here nearly got glitter on my suit.
Plan is to beat the level very soon.
These furries are gonna be furs, eh?
You know, actually, I'm gonna start using the slow-mo right here.
That's it! You're going in the doghouse!
You already did the random movement version. This is the Goomba version of this level. This is the Goomba version? So you'll always get the same version? I mean, if that's the case, then this is predictably bad. Okay, so yeah, so I'm always starting at the front in that way. Alright. So, if that's the case.
Sparkle dog over here nearly got glitter on my suit.
Alright, I think I can, like, just basically use the same pattern then. This is reflex timing now.
Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my front. I'm gonna need a hair roller. Kill it! Go to the pound before I pound you myself. Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my front. Roll over, play dead. I am on their tail. Hippity hoppity, get your
Alright, there we
paws
go.
off my property.
On the first platform.
These furry puns are making me furious. I am on their tail. These furry puns are making me furious.
Right there. Milkcott says, you didn't listen to what I said because Goombas can also track in the newer Mario versions. If they see you, they start running at you. Yeah. Yeah. The other wolf guys track. Koki says, I take back what I said about Charm. Besides the puns, it's just sad to look at. It gets really old really quickly. Especially when you realize how little is actually going on.
Sparkle dog over here nearly got glitter on my suit. Wear fancy suits, not fur suits. Hey, furball, I'm walking here.
Yeah. A lot of these deaths are on me. I'm a little distracted. But
Warning, this game is not safe for work.
I actually think this game is safe for work.
Fortunately, I can jump.
Nothing happens. Like, nothing is
You're a
handled.
fox.
Nothing even interesting happens.
These furry
I don't
puns
think it
are
would
making
be
me
a problem
furious.
at work as long as you were, like, on a break. Or on the clock, honestly, because fuck capitalism.
The perfect fry.
My goal is to beat this game very quickly.
I am on their tail.
So let's see if I can do that.
Roll over. Play dead.
This is more Onzima's music.
Hey, furball. I'm walking here.
I think that, like, the actual method is to not
Kill
try
it!
to skip any sections. I think the actual method is to kill everything so that nothing is
Game
accidentally
is awful. I swear to dog. Warning, this game is not safe for the perfect. Fortunately, I can jump, and they can't. Hey, furball, I'm walking here.
I will say, this is the hardest level in Hell so far, and I've burned through a lot of lives. I would say I've probably died like 50 times so far in my playtest here. But I will also say that it's largely because
Where
the actual hit detection
not
on the
fursuit
is
hippity
hyper
hoppity.
precise
Get your paws off my
for
front.
what you have to do. And it'll like kill you then, even if you killed that enemy. Every death of an enemy should make you like jump off the surface of their head. And the fact that it doesn't all the time,
Kill
like,
it!
reliably, that's a problem you have with your death cycle.
Go to the pound before I pound
But
myself.
I guess what you have to do is you have to eliminate each section individually. I do want that coin just for like coin's sake, but it's not useful.
Hey, Furball, I'm walking here. They're not a formidable opponent.
I keep forgetting that the enemies are gonna like bounce off
Hey, Furball,
like
I'm walking here.
stones. So
how
like
cute.
they'll redirect.
Kill.
I won't be ready for that. There we go.
Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my front. They're not a formidable opponent.
The best part is gonna be when like
Furries are
the
gonna
rest
need
of the level
furries.
or the game is like much easier than this because it wasn't set up properly.
Hippity hoppity, get your paws off my property. This game is awful. I swear.
I mean, you said it.
That's it. You're going in the doghouse. Roll over. Play dead.
That one was on me. I went way too far forward. But it's like getting the actual purchase on the enemies is what the challenge is. That's
Warning,
all the challenge.
this game is not safe for work. Sparkle dog over
And
here.
that should have killed him, like, and gotten him to bounce off the top. But again, the hit detection is garbage.
These furry
So a
puns
lot
are
of the
making me
time,
furious.
when it's going to kill a like character,
This game is awful.
you don't
I swear
actually
to
get to
God.
kill the character. Because the character kills you while you're killing the character. It's like kamikaze.
Kill it! This game is awful. I
I will
swear
check
to
chat
God.
after I actually beat this. Because I want this to go.
These
It's
furry
like
puns are making me furious.
grinding and grating.
Warning, this game is not safe for work. Hey, Furball, I'm walking here. Sparkle dog over here nearly got glitter on my suit.
There we go. Alright. Did it. Now I can get the fuck out of this level. And go to an easier one. Which is the next one up. So, tops. So, now you see these unnecessarily small platforms. Oh, let me let this fox die. And you'll see that these vehicles floating around in the background, they're not interactable, even though they're objectively cooler than the things in the foreground. I want to be able to blow up those vehicles, and I thought at one point there would be a time to use the Stolen Explosion Dominic art to do that, but apparently not. And this level is objectively easier than the prior level, even though it's further forward in the game. So. And you'll notice the exploration is nil. Like, there's basically none. And once you know where things generally are, you're going to find barely any challenge in getting to the nuke. Because the nuke is right there, as you can see. So now, I'll finish that level. Yeah, I said that I was kind of hoping when I was seeing the file to see that file in the game, and it wasn't. Yeah, I just died to the last level 100 times when this level is further forward in the game. That doesn't say good things about your development. If I've only died once at the one that's supposed to be harder and further forward, the challenge should increase as you play a game. It shouldn't decrease. Which, by the way, that needs to be worked on. Your foxes dying when, like, they fly under your feet. That needs to be worked on. Like, if you see this, should do it again. Yeah, right there. So, that needs to be worked on. This is why you should have actual playtesters who aren't, like, direct friends of yours. Because those people are gonna suck your asshole out anyway. Those people are gonna tell you that the game is fucking awesome. There's nothing wrong with it.
Not
because they don't want to hurt your feelings. You know? So, like, objectively, there's something wrong with this game. There's lots of things wrong with it. But you're gonna say that anything I have to say about this is, quote, biased, because you can't spell biased. And you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong, even though, like, anybody who sees this game can tell that I'm not wrong. I know exactly what's in here. Yes, I'm sure. So here, you go in this worm for no reason, like it's at the end of this level. And the worm you go in for no reason, there's no actual state you're going into. That worm has teeth in it. And the worm that has teeth in it do not stab you when you touch it. These arrows are just floating here for no reason. Like, the last level is probably the hardest thing to see in this game. Because everything else is just like this. So, you go into the worm. Wow, look at that. Mistake. Oh, the music is great, but you didn't make the music. Some of the sprites are great, but you didn't... Well, I mean, some of the level art sprites are great, but you didn't make that. What you made is terrible. And, like, people can see this. Like, I should stab myself when I, like, see this. I didn't skip 2 levels. Tell me what levels I skipped and I'll do this. Like, for real, tell me what levels I skipped. Because that's part of the problem, that... like, there's no clear direction in the actual map. And instead of progressing level to level to level, you're progressing in the menu itself, which is dog shit. And again, I want my chili dog animation. I want actual ranged kills.
Formidable opponent.
You don't have ranged kills in this. And I just sort of... Wow, I have a shield now, because he can triple jump for no reason. None of this is explained. You don't have a backstory in the game. None of it matters. There's no stakes. The game just is. And we're supposed to, like, take that and run with it. And I'm beating all of these levels that are like, go to menu, accept the boss. I literally don't know what boss you're talking about. But you're free to let me know. I'm gonna play Digested, and then I'll go back to the menu. there's a possibility, I guess, that the boss itself didn't
Warning!
over.
This game is not safe per word.
But I kind of doubt that. I think the whole thing is... Tippy tops, and are you sure you're skipped? I'm pretty sure I just did all of the levels there. I'm pretty sure I did all of the city levels. I'm pretty sure people can check the VOD for that. Now, I'm just gonna speed because I've got the fucking robot, so... I guess I don't have the robot anymore. Let's find out. Now, one of my criticisms that I'll be doing in my actual full-on review is that, this art and the vibe are for a Gothic-vania, Metrovania style game. And you didn't put them in that, you put them in this Mario flow. Which means that the assets which could lend themselves to a very serious plotline, there's no serious plotline. So, you're insisting that I didn't do either level tippy tops, or are you sure? I will do those, I'm pretty sure, over, but I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like, the foxes spawn in right here, and they demonstrated that again. I've done this one already. So, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I think you might have just missed that because you're having an emotional reaction. I don't know. Like, I did this one. Everybody is going to say that I did this one and that you missed that part of the gameplay. Anybody else in the chat who wants to tell me that I didn't do this one yet, so. But I'll do it. I'll do this one and Are You Sure again. Yeah, this is the one I posted the IGN review on. I don't remember that, but I also wasn't looking at chat. So, alright. I've done level tippy tops now. Now I'll do Are You Sure again. But I did this one already. Like, this is the one where I was commenting on how the teeth don't stab you when you get poked. That's on the other level too. Yeah, but I did this one. I'm pretty sure that everybody here is gonna confirm that. But I'll do it. Because I am going to do a fair but biased review. Because I'm definitely biased. I think this game is terrible. But like, I'm gonna do this right. I'm not gonna not do it. So this bot just lets you basically level skip whole sections if you want. Yeah, see, that makes no sense. It makes 0 sense. This is the hardest one by far of the worm levels. I beat it very quickly. The hardest level so far has been in the hell levels, which was like the last world. So now I'll go to level exit, and I'll start with Where's Donkey, which is a Shrek reference. How topical. So this background swamp is from Onsimus. So if you did buy it, just so you know, if anybody wants to buy this, they can. But all of this is also available in a pack called the Legacy Collection, which I personally downloaded to verify file contents.
dog over here. Here we got glitter on my suit.
And it would be a lot better, by the way, if the one-liners like actually corresponded to a given enemy. I shouldn't be able to like kill a fox and then you call it a sparkle dog. That doesn't make any sense. And notice that these aren't submerging in the water. They should have a transparency, and they should be able to be submerged in the water in such a way that it makes it feel like there's gravity to the level. There's not. All you get is like them being sort of there, floating in a void in front of the water. So... You know, the fun thing is, I've been suicidal before, but now I actually get to kill myself. Alright, so if you pay... So now that I'm out of the worm, it plays the fart sound effect. So if you paid for this, then fine, yeah, great. That guy deserves the money. But it still isn't very good. And the elements that, like... that you paid for are the ones that like actually have quality. Not your handling of them, not the execution, just the fact that they were made by an actual artist is what's making them good. Like, that guy's not gonna pay for your game, because that guy knows what real art is. So, fucking fart animation sound. I don't even think worms fart. But, you know? You got a fetish, I'm not gonna stop you. That was Hoplu's fetish. Hoplu, like, went on to make a bunch of fucking gas art, and he's now, like, solely a furry artist. You should have put him in this game. I don't know why you didn't. You could add his big, bloated Hoplu anime if you were putting real people in. I am not a game developer. Well, I mean, you said it.
Virginally, I can jump.
Oh, I made a mistake. One moment. Furry swamp. Furry church. Oh yeah, okay. I made a mistake again. There we go. No escape. We'll see about that. So you give me a shield in the beginning for some reason. Another one of these statue things. Of them because they cluster poorly. Now they're gonna try and beat me to the nuke, and they're gonna fail because I escaped in... what was that, my first try? It's certainly not, like, hard. I'll do It's Time now. And, I guess it very much is time. Wow. This is, hard. Now, I don't know why there's this, like... First off, look at this collision. The hammer is moving, the hammer is spinning, but it's not hitting me, so there's no stakes for not touching the hammer. There should be stakes for that. The hammer should be a weapon that you're trying to avoid, and the fact that you don't have to avoid the hammer means that the hammer loses all of its stakes when you figure that out. And you'll notice, like, this definitely takes more skill than, like, the last levels, but not much. And not nearly as much as the hell levels, which the second world being the hardest world is not the way it should be. One moment, I gotta knock at the door. BRB. quote, looking forward to your game in 2 months. Why would I do that? I'm not gonna make a shit product. If I make a game, it's gonna be a fucking awesome game. So out of my way, let's do this. Oh yeah, okay. The furry race. Again, no stakes to being hit by the hammer. Now I'm supposed to beat that guy, but I'm not sure how, like, feasible that is. Because there doesn't appear to be, like, any actual, like, way to increase the speed. But, like, you know, I'll give it a good old college try here. And I also don't know why I'm raising him. That's never explained. Oh, okay, so according to Dapperton, there's a run button. This is probably something that I missed in the tutorial, but if that's the case, let's see. So that's slow-mo. The triggers are slow-mo. So, like, all the triggers and bumpers are slow-mo. So I was clicking the right stick. Okay, so there's a run button right there, and it's X. Okay, well then, that makes it so much easier now. So now I just have to wait for this guy to lose, and I can win this game. Or, well, for me to lose to this guy. I'm still gonna, like, play the game. So it looks like basically all of the enemies are going to spawn right up there at the front. And if you let this guy get ahead of you at all, you lose. So, that should, I think that's going to change, like, the base dynamics somewhat. So I guess that's fine in terms of quality. But, like, still basically fine. I think I'm basically keeping up pace with him. There's no way to catch up once he's past you, which is bad game design. Like, if it's a race, you should be able to, like, beat this guy in the race if he gets ahead of you. Otherwise, the race has no stakes either, because once he's past you, he's just waiting to lose. So, yeah, I mean, now that I know that there's a run button, don't lose the bubble, they speed you up, he says. Why does a bubble speed you up? That would make you less aerodynamic. Anyway, showdown. Okay, so you die real quick if you get hit by it. So I think this is one of the things where you need to throw money at the problem. Ah, I missed that one. Need to go for some ammo. So I guess he just starts teleporting more if you start to beat him. Which, I guess that makes sense. Why does he only throw foxes? They're like the least compelling mob.
That's it! You're going to the doghouse! Birds should I can jump, and they can't.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy's jumping. you just go up to the top of the map and keep going. That's awesome. It's like you're supposed to clip boundaries. Ego says, oh, so this is the sparkle dog he keeps referencing.
These furry puns are making me furious! Go to the pound before I pound you myself. Roll over! Play dead!
So, I'm just gonna... Oh, he's at 5... I didn't even see the health bar. That's fucking hilarious. Alright.
Go to the pound before...
Wow, that was hard. So, now I'm in the caves. Do cobweb level, I guess. Wall jump just lets you wall jump infinitely, which is not a good game mechanic. And because of the way these levels are set up, he says far with the signs in order to, like, hot and cold you the fucking shit. Like, you're supposed to go away from where he says far. But that's where, like, so many enemy mobs are, so if you want anything cool, you might have to go the opposite direction. Because if you just go the right way, allegedly, you're just gonna find like, the thing immediately. And you'll notice, this level design is not particularly, how do you say, good. You're just sort of dropping through holes in hopes of finding the right hole access somewhere. So, like, there's no stakes. There's no way to, like, know that you're going anywhere important. It's just far or close. And, again, this is a castle. Why is there a castle here? And why is this castle in a cave? And if it's not a castle, then why is it still using the castle assets in the form of these very neatly made bricks instead of craggy rocks or something? So he says you're close, and then you just drop, and you just, look, you just drop. Fucking... I need to get past these, though. Right? Oh, okay. Alright. See, I've played this level already. I've played, like, most of these already. And I'm saying most because I think there might have been something I missed when I was doing my normal playthrough. But what I do know is, essentially, it's lazy. Like, there's nothing particularly compelling about this. So, don't ask what they do here. Would be funny if there was any indication that they do anything gross. Like, I don't see any sticky white stuff anywhere. I don't see little bottles of lube. I don't see anything. There's nothing here. More enemies, More of these boring, drab, square environments. Like, oh yeah, I'm running through here, but there's nothing here guarding this, like, entry point? Why? And there's no way to get up and down from the entry point either. Like, the furries are all just sort of here. There's no ladders, there's no explanation of how or why. There's no leadership structure. There's no ways to, like, justify their actions. There's just furries here, and you need to kill them. Gosh darn it. So, gonna sprup up here, killing some of these. And as you can see, it's sort of just like grab again. Like, I guess the challenge in the element might be if somebody wanted to challenge themselves to do, like, to beat the game faster. But that doesn't make the game better, that just means that they might be good at a terrible game. And that sound, by the way, that is holy shit annoying. Like, there is nothing more annoying in this game than constantly except maybe that unnecessarily like hell level. So don't ask what they do here. There's nothing especially wrong that they did there. So congratulations. Level. Gross. What's gross about this level? Nothing, actually. And hey, look, the nuke is right there. He's already shown me where the goal is. And so now I just need to remember vaguely the location that I was at, and then come back to that location after going pretty far away from it. Now I've got full hearts. I think I'm just gonna go this way. Wow, would you look at that? I'm close. Well, if I'm close, then I should be able to go up somewhere. So, I think probably should be like this chute? Okay, close. Like, maybe this is just a little anus that I come up. And then... Wow, that was hard. There's no skill to the wall jump. In Sonic, if you wall jump, it requires timing, and you can't just sprup your way up a surface. It would remove the entire, like, challenge of it. And then it's so sticky, has nothing sticky in it. So, don't expect anything gross or sticky. Just expect the same boring bullshit. And I don't even need to use the coins here, because there's no real challenge to require them. I'll collect the shield hearts, though. Because the shield hearts mean that I don't have to play this game anymore faster. Yeah, see, there we go. Wow, that was hard. And then, so, after it's so sticky where there's no sticky anywhere, you get to do not enter, which, okay, fine. So, the gimmick, I'm guessing, because I forget, is that this one you're supposed to go somewhat more left in order to get where you need to go. Because all of the other shit's been, like, in the right-hand area. But that says far, so maybe it's all in the right-hand area. Who fucking knows? I don't remember. And that's the thing. Like, he says that I've only been playing this for like 2 minutes in fucking Steam, but when it comes to it, I've been doing most of my playtesting here because fuck giving him Steam playtime and increasing the profile of the game. Why would I do that when I could just do this? Wow, that was hard. That was it. That's it, folks. That was hard. I feel the same. The journey did not take me anywhere. I also did it in an hour and a half, even with all those deaths, and even with the full explanation of the technical details, which means I probably did it in like an hour and 10 minutes. So, what that means is, if this did cost money on Steam, which it at one point did, I would have been able to beat it in well below the time to request a refund, and then simply do that because it's dog shit. You know, if it was just $1, I might have even thrown you the dollar. But like, I got it when it was free, and that's one of the other things that you got wrong. I've never been in your Discord server. I didn't know that Discord server existed. One of the friends of mine threw me a link to this game, and I got it after it was free. You'll notice that the free thing, like when it was free, that was when I actually set it up. That was when I actually downloaded it and got it. So, my criticism of this game, which I will now, I'm gonna quit because I don't want to do this anymore. The thing that I've got there, I'm just gonna transform my camera here, and do fit to screen. So, my general recommendations, primarily, more mobs and actual themed variety. Make the mobs actually dangerous and threatening. Give them some ranged attacks. Make them an actual army instead of just saying that they're an army and then they don't act like one. Make more of the enemies teleport than just the bosses. Make the teeth actually sharp so that jumping is more difficult in that level. That's the whole point of that asset, is to make a roof obstacle so that you can't fucking just jump anywhere. It actually would add stakes. But also it doesn't make any sense in a worm because they don't have... But anyway, point is, if you wanted to do the whole Dune thing or the whole Sarlacc pit, whatever, then you could do that. It's not, undoable, but you would need to have stakes in that level and actually have some sort of collision. Also, I want Dapperton to bleed, because, like, the fact that the character just shrinks, the fact that any of these characters just shrink, like, kills part of the edge that this game is supposed to have. Additionally, there should be some sort of immediate ranged attack, because this shouldn't be a Mario clone. It shouldn't be like jumping on heads. It should be like, a gun or a whip or something. Something that would make your character actually feel powerful instead of just like, limp. Slow-mo should be a power-up that you pick up, or perhaps if you get a significant enough kill streak, you fill up a power gauge, like in Sonic. You shouldn't get multiple bubble shields. You should only get one, because that would mean that the bubble shield actually created a sense of stakes, and you had incentive to preserve it in some way. The bubble shield should be on you when you're doing you're riding the fox thing, which is kinky, but I'm not gonna kink shame you, Dap. You should have all of this with actual, like, competent music switching that doesn't just do it randomly. Each level should have its own theme music so that when you go to that level, you're immersed and it feels like you're there for a reason. Each level should have a whole lot of level variety of places you can go. There should be a whole lot more tiles that, like, actually do things. There should be buttons that you can press to unlock certain things or do certain things to the environment. It should feel interactive, not stale and like you're just running through and looking for the next mob that's coming out of a predetermined closet to jump on. It doesn't do anything for anybody. Mario is so much better than this. Because, like, you've got all these different pipes you can go through. You can clip to the top of the level to skip a whole lot of it, and they put coins there to make sure that you know that you did something very cool. They've got, like, different power-ups that you can get that'll give you, like, flames. That'll let you shoot these little stars that, like, through people. That's kind of cool. And then, like, the enemies have stakes. Like there are enemies that shoot fireballs or throw hammers or something. You know, it should feel like this is an army that could competently take over the world, because right now it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. They don't seem to have a clear motive for why they want the nukes. It doesn't track. There's no stakes. There's no life force to this game. And the reason for that is this game is a game so that you can feel better about yourself. It's a game so that you can jump on the heads of real people that you don't like. That's it. It's petty bullshit, yo. And yeah, I had a pretty hard time with that hell level. I'll give you that. But that's partly because of the bad design. And it's also partly because it was put in the wrong area. Why do I go to hell first? Why is hell the first well, I mean, not the first, but like, why is hell the second level? How does that make any sense? Wouldn't hell be the last level once like I somehow like die? There should be a cutscene where Dapperton dies because the furries got him, and you've got to go down to hell to save your soul because fucking Jim Jesus comes in to save Dapperton's ass, and he somehow knows how to talk into hell, so he projects himself down there and solves some issues, like helps you navigate hell, helps you fight very hell specific furries, not the same ones that were on the surface for some reason. And then he should tell you, here's the orb, the sacred orb you've got to collect, or the sacred uranium you've got to collect that'll make your soul radiate back to your body. I don't know, some shit like that. And then you come up and do the furry swamp level, which should be much harder, and fight the boss after that. That's how it should run. I don't know why the fuck it wouldn't. In fact, here's something real here. The worm should kill you. You should get through most of the worm, and then at the end of the worm, there's an unbeatable boss that you just like you have the hardest time with. It doesn't matter how hard you fight, you're gonna die in the end of that worm. And then you die in the end of the worm. You die in the colon, right? And then once you're in the colon, you've been vored by the worm, esoteric entity laughs because he likes vor. And that would be a funny inside joke. And then your character is dead, it goes to hell, and then it comes back and then comes out of the back of the worm. That would be competent. None of this is competent, yo. And that city really shouldn't exist. Why is there a hyper-futuristic city in the same environment as a gothic Castlevania-style castle swamp village feel? None of it is consistent. None of it is coherent. There's no reason you would even go to that city. Why the fuck would you? What? Why are there nukes if there's still all this, like, medieval stuff? It doesn't make any sense. So, that's my thing. Like, and I'm going to be reviewing this extremely specifically. But this game is shit, yo. From, like, concept to asset flip to execution, it's not a good game. So when you get a negative review, you should be honest with that and be like, improve your game, maybe? Take the feedback, update the shit, and make it something that people would actually like to play? And, by the way, I intend to make a game. I've actually started to write notes for it. And I will try to have that game out by, like, the middle of next year. I'm going to really try to have it done by Christmas, but I don't guarantee anything regarding that, because it's already fucking, it's already nearing the last third of the year, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm going to try and have this game actually be competent. I'm going to use original assets. I'm going to get the permission of artists if I do use their stuff. That's what people should do. So I'm going to read the chat now. Let's interface with chat for a bit. Yes, I told my audience to review the game. I didn't say negatively. I said it's dog shit and play and review this game. If they like it, they can say they like it. I don't fucking control people. Yo? I don't control my audience. They I have arguments with people in my friend groups and my audience and all that stuff all the time about like, "Oh, is this good? I don't think so." You know? Or defending something that they don't think is awesome. I have so many fucking arguments. Are you joking? There's diversity in my circles. There's allowed to be. They don't have to agree with me. If they like this game, they can say they like it. Go do that. Hey, this is my invitation. There is a link to download this game in chat, I think. There should be. It should be in the categories section. If you like this game, go give it a positive review. I don't, so I didn't. And by the way, the GoFundMe thing, that was an inside joke about the Riley GoFundMe. The one for the pedophile whose trailer burnt down that you shared and made a video promoting. So, the reason I made that GoFundMe joke was an inside joke where I wouldn't have to say that, but you could maybe understand the humor. You don't like being mocked, man. You don't like being satirized. You don't like other people giving you the kind of treatment you give other people. It's hypocritical and pathetic, yo. I said you can go fund yourself a game. I didn't say this game was powered by a GoFundMe. Holy shit. It's fucking sad, man. Like, how old are you? And you haven't figured out that other people are allowed to not like what you do. If you don't like Sonic, fine. I think you're wrong, but I'm not gonna fucking come after you over it. That'd be weird. You can negatively review Sonic if you want. Hell, there are some Sonic games that I would say are possibly even less well like designed than this one. Sonic Schoolhouse is garbage, and there's no reason it should exist. I mean, at least it has better art than this does, but like there's no reason for any of that to have happened, and it's certainly not canon. So like I don't like everything even about that franchise, and I can criticize that one as well. But I'm not going to fucking say that like a game is bad if I don't think it is. And I'm not going to say that a game is good if I don't think it is. Why the fuck would I do that? What, you think that people should just suck your cock? You think that people should just like do whatever you want? That's not how the world works, honey. Fuck. Yeah, someday you too can go fund a game like this. I never said you did. Yo, please never attend a stand-up show. Please, you will be a heckler. Man. Alright, so I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to see what was said before. There's so much chat here. Can you turn down the game music? Honestly, I didn't even see that. Apologize. Apologies. It's sensory overload. Yeah, I can see that. I could potentially. Yeah. I can barely hear him over the noise. I should have, I should have done some shit like that. I should have, fine-tuned it at the beginning, right? Um, Koki Chomp. Dapperton, please make a clown level with Jester as the boss. That would be fucking hilarious. Because Jester's great. She does great art, and she's, very competent in the anti-pedophile circles, and she's very good at thinking, things ahead and through. She's got a promising career ahead of her. Looking forward to seeing what she produces. Milkcott says, just a straight line of destructible platform, where the challenge becomes dealing with enemy spam. Yeah, and that's the other thing. There should have been floating destructible platforms. They do that in Sonic. They do that in Mario. Every competent platformer has some sort of moving or destructible platform. And this didn't. Because it's not competent. Koki Chomp says, Rar XD, your game is frozen. Milkcott says, again, issues of enemy spam making for artificial challenges. Milkcott says, Dapperton, you're the last one to talk about telling the truth. Your idea of a good survival challenge level was a plain platform with enemies being spammed down. There are Mario Maker levels that had better time challenge aspect to it. Yes, actually, if you want to practice game dev without having to buy any assets specifically, just get Mario Maker and you can make levels with those and sort of play around with enemy timing, and then you can try to mirror that in Godot. That might actually be an interesting way for you to tutorialize yourself on actual competent game development. And you could download a bunch of other people's games and learn how they did that. Although that would involve a Switch. I don't know if you have that. I don't. I've never wanted one. Koki. Oh my god, it's Jeremiah. Yeah, but that's the other half. The character is wearing khakis and suspenders, a thing I never do. So he probably like got AI to create that or some shit. I don't know. But like whoever made that asset had no idea how I dress. Like when Jester made my fursona, uh she like really put some thought into it. It was competent as fuck. None of that was competent. Like, it's not on message, it's not on brand, it doesn't look like me. Like, you can tell that it's me because it's got these luscious flowing locks I'm pulling a piece of dandruff out of now that I noticed it. That's kind of gross. Yeah, deal with that real quick here. Yeah, there we go. I'm imperfect. Um, but like, it doesn't look like me in any meaningful way. Koki says the gameplay is pretty boring to watch. Milkcott says graphical glitches. Some of the sprites are somehow clipping into the lava. Generally, you want to have diversity. I read that already. Ego. What does General Lee have to do with it? Yeah. Fucking Milkcott. I was a fan of video game design before the war. Koki says the Jeremiah model has a bad walk cycle. If you paid for the music, hey, good for you. He offers all that for free, though, so it was something that I was wondering about. I'm glad you're here, because when I do my actual video review teardown, I'll include this stuff. I'm basically getting a free Q&A with the developer. No, I did play Mario. I beat Super Mario Brothers when I was very young. I had a copy of it for the Game Boy Color. So that's where I beat. I didn't beat it on the SNES because I never really wanted one. I had the Xbox real early on, like the original Xbox with the startup. So like, yeah. Milkcott says you shouldn't have all your enemies be Goombas. Yes, that's accurate. You should have some sort of weapon, some sort of stakes. And that's the other thing, the scale. The characters that you're fighting shouldn't be as tall as you, especially to start. If you're trying to go for a Mario effect, they should be shorter than you. The Goombas, if they are Goombas, should be shorter than you. Koki says, I wish Dapperton would read the chat. He's breaking my heart. Goombas aren't random movement. If they see you, they will run after you, at least in the newer Mario versions, Milkcott says. They also added flying Goombas. Dapperton says the flying creatures aren't Goombas, they track. Esso tracks. I mean, Esso's a random movement, okay. The other wolf guys track. There's trackers, patrol, and random movement. Maybe? But either way, it all feels mushed. And the fact that the enemies aren't colliding with each other means that they cluster up and you can just kill a whole lot of them at once. So it makes the, like, sensation less sensational. It feels less grippy. It feels less like you're actually trying to do something impactful. Ego says, fuck capitalism. I never use capital letters. Milkcott says, it's a crap level, Dapperton. Artificial challenge from enemy spam that you have to jump on repeatedly in order to pass over a lake of lava. Dapperton says, do better then. Do it. And then Milk says, I will. X to doubt. That'd be fucking hilarious. Koki says a point and click adventure game would be fun. I loved those games as a kid. Yeah, that'd be fucking Ego. Oh, the IGN. Okay. Ego says this game has suicidal foxes as a feature. 10/10 IGN. Yeah. Milcott says the tracking on the foxes needs work. Big oversight that they can just float to death. Yes. I've just okay, so when I tested that, and I'm going to have this in my actual like broader review, but when I tested it, I just watched as all of the foxes in a given level just and I have a copy of this game saved in this state. That's the reason I did it through Godot. So here's where I started to do the levels over that I already did. I am not a game developer, bro. I made this in months with no coding, 2 months with no coding experience. You are acting like this was made by a team of devs in the span time of years. It wasn't. You have unrealistic expectations. No, actually, it was made by some developers in the span time of years. It was made mostly by Anzimus, who made the music, most of the assets that were used, just not the actual enemy mobs, which were likely like enhanced by AI. So yeah, like the vast majority of the game wasn't yours. Like it was made by somebody else for the vast majority of case. So when you say that the game wasn't made by a team, but you rely on other people's work in order to do it, it falls flatter. Like yeah, sure, the game actual like putting it together was you, but you didn't do a very good job of that, and most of the stuff that you did have was made by other people. So I don't know what the fuck you want from me, yo. At least I have some cool like Danzig 8-bit tracks on my computer now, though. Like that's a plus that were downloaded from YouTube. Um, all right. Ego says if you don't explain that in the game, yes, that's bad game design. I think it probably was in the tutorial. I think I probably just didn't pay enough attention in the tutorial. So, yeah, Mario has a great story. Sonic was made by a team of devs. Yeah. So, get a team of devs. Get talented people behind you and working with you instead of releasing dog shit and then getting mad at bad reviews. Don't say that you didn't have a team of devs so it makes it impervious to criticism. That's probably why it sucked wet asshole. You literally died 100 times in certain levels. In one level. One level that was exceedingly poorly designed. So yes, I did die in one level. That should have been like nearer to the end because it was objectively harder than the other levels that were like further forward. I died less in the rest of the game than I did in that one level. That's a mistake. That's a mistake in progression. Um yeah, Koki was there when I put the game on my machine. Like I was doing a fucking I think Discord call at the time, and I had my screen shared, and I just sort of downloaded it. I was like, fuck it, might as well. All right. I'm not reading a script. This is like I have two monitors set up, and I'm looking at the chat on the other one. Like I don't have a script up, yo. Tell me how Mario makes sense. Okay. Um, the Mushroom Kingdom has like all of its residents turned into various objects like bricks by an evil curse. And your job as Mario is to go rescue the princess, defeat fucking Bowser, and rid the kingdom of the curse so that the effects reverse and the bricks turn back into toads, If I remember correctly, it's what the fucking whatever residents of the Mushroom Kingdom. That's the goal, and each world is a part of the Mushroom Kingdom, and each one of them has their own thematic levels. It has very specific like environmental elements, like you can swim and drown on Mario as well. Um, so can you in Sonic. Like it all makes sense. It just, I personally I can't sympathize with the guy who knows that who knows that all these bricks are people and he just gleefully, woohoo! You're dead. Fuck your family. Um and he's constantly on drugs. I think that like here's my headcanon that the whole of Mario is a drug hallucination. I think Peach keeps trying to leave him because he's an abuser and a drug user, and that's why he constantly punches fucking Yoshi because he doesn't mind abusing his animals in his house while he's high. If when he's high, it looks like they stick out their tongue. It's just like he was a plumber in actual New York, and now he's nothing and nobody. He got fired. He did, and so he's just binging on. He's kind of like Esoteric Entity in that way. So, um, I don't like the Mario story. I think the Mario story leaves a lot to be desired, and obviously, I rep that Sonic set. I got that Sonic poster behind me. My fucking camera's hard to frame, so it's like I picked a team in the console wars, and Genesis does what Nintendo don't. But at the same time, like, I know the story of Mario. Every Mario game has a pretty competent story and like a world of characters and development. And even me, I'm not gonna say that it doesn't because like some sort of Sega rivalry like I recognize good game development, and Mario has that. It's just not my thing, so I don't normally play it. Personally, the game I invested the most time into in terms of Mario was Mario Sunshine. I sunk so many hours into that shit. So, Oni Wowie, let me scroll down a bit. You told your audience to review the game negatively. No, I didn't. I told them to review it. I said play and review this dog shit. Putting an adjective on something does not mean that they have to put the same adjective on it. If they don't think it's dog shit, they can say it's not. I don't think this playthrough changed their mind, though, and I don't think their playthrough will change their mind either. Deer says the biggest issue with the game was honestly that the enemies are actual people you have beef with. Yeah! Like, he wants to talk about me being petty. He wants to talk about me unnecessarily extending beef. Bitch! You put real people in a game who aren't even talking about you anymore. You're fucking pathetic, yo. Ah, man. Scroll more. I'm pretty good at reviewing things. I think this did a relatively competent job of explaining that. By the way, if anybody has a bad game that they'd like me to play as well, feel free to throw it my way. And if you've got a good game that you want me to play, feel free to throw it my way. I will be twitching again every Friday at around this time. So consider this my re-debut on Twitch. Koki says, I liked making your persona with the beard and the messy yet voluminous spikes with the flannel because, one, I think you've worn it, and two, you look good in it. Yeah, I've worn a red, like, plaid flannel. I had two of them, but, like, I wore one of them long enough that the elbow wore out. Because, like, when I'm doing my computer shit in, like, in a shirt, like, I'll have my mouse hand over here moving the mouse, and I'll, like, lean over like this, and my elbow will be on the armrest. So the left elbow always wears out sooner because of the way that I can't just sit like a fucking normal person. I've always got to be like, or like, I have my gargoyle powers. So I am self-awaredly fucking awkward. Um, and the left elbow always wears out the soonest. And so like I fucking I retired that and it's now going to be scrap fabric. I'll be making a battle jacket at some point, like a punk style battle jacket with patches and shit. So that'll give me fabric. I like killing two people at once. There should be stakes though. And it should be like there should be some sort of impact to it. There should be a reason that you can do it, a skill-based reason that you can jack up your kill modifier. Like if you do it, for instance, there should be a button that you can press to immediately stomp again. Like in Sonic, you've got B, and you just hit B and you immediately back to the ground. You could do that. You could mean that you can successively stomp more enemies that are stacked on each other by. In fact, it would feel more viscerally like beating up the furries. So that would be competent game design instead of them just clumping up like cat litter. You don't no false. You don't hate my game. You beat it all the way through. You hate me for making fun of you on Twitter. I mean, you falsely calling me a pedophile. Yeah, that was pretty shit. You lying consistently about everything involving the Riley situation and lying about me on your timeline even recently, consistently treating anybody who has my back like shit. Yeah, you can kind of like go fuck yourself, yo. Um, I don't like that you've been lying, that you've been like actually sending your audience after me and then having the audacity to tell me that that's what I'm doing. It's garbage. You could have just taken the L. You could have just taken the like real shit in that review that gave you real criticism and done something with it, made your game better. But the first thing you did was tweet out to your fucking followers that I'm terrible and that oh, he said mean things. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And I'm going to keep saying mean things because that's my fucking right. Your game sucks. And you could improve it by listening to the mean thing. But instead, you just added me to the game so that you could have another, like, character that your self insert can fucking, like, fan fiction against. Like, this is just, it's fan fiction, but with real people. It's fucking pathetic. It's gross. You didn't do anything original from, like, creation to execution. Some of the enemies you didn't even concept the character of. So that's what I'm going to do when I make my game. I'm going to take it from original concept to execution, and I'm going to do it in Godot, too, to show you how that engine can actually be used. So, anyway, since it appears that we are at the end of chat, this will be the end of this particular review. It'll be available on VOD, and it'll be available on my YouTube channel, and, yeah. I'm going to do an actual professional political stream here in about an hour and a half. So, be well all. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow, etc. And next time I'll play a different game that doesn't suck so much. Or, this game again if he significantly enough updates it that it's actually good. Because it's not good in its current state. It's very bad. It's actually just bad. So, do better.